Hello guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. So today we bring to you just on Ido Phillips aka Mama Rainbow. No doubt she's a delectable actress, she's a thespian, brand ambassador to top communication companies, a director and a movie producer. As we all know that the make-believe world sometimes is mistaken for the real world, and for these actors and actresses to put out and interpret their role beyond expectation, they have to go out of their comfort zone just to make this make-believe look real. And sometimes they forget this, and to cross back is usually hard. This is the case with Mama Rainbow while on set in a movie that is yet to be released in the cinema or on YouTube, which is produced by Muyiwa himself. Mama Rainbow was to play a particular role where she lost her child and she had to cry, and in the process of trying to do the make-believe thing, she ended up crossing over and going back memory lane to the extent that she couldn't control her tears. It took a while for them to be able to bring her back and calm her down. Sharing a picture of Iya Rainbow on his Instagram page, Muyiwa added a caption saying, "We were just walking through the lines and Mama could not control her tears. It took so much effort to calm her down. We sometimes cross the bridge to the world beyond in order to give justice to our roles, and getting back becomes quite difficult. Iná ọmọ kò ní jó wa o. Ọjọ́ yín á túbọ̀ dalẹ̀." At Mama Rainbow official, end quote. This was Muyiwa letting the world know that sometimes they have to cross the world beyond, and to get back is usually difficult. If we notice that Muyiwa said Iná ọmọ kò ní jó wa, it's a Yoruba prayer which says that may we not witness the death of our children. The reason why Mama Rainbow crossed over and beyond the line just in the make-believe world is because she went down memory lane when she lost her daughter, whose name is Shola George. She died of complicated ulcer. Mrs. Shola George was the second daughter of veteran Nollywood actress Iya Rainbow. The C&S prophetess reportedly lost her long-term battle to chronic ulcer in an hospital in Ojodu, Bega, Lagos. The deceased was planning to travel to the United States for treatment when she developed complications. Her husband, George, rushed her to Tomade Hospital and she eventually gave up the ghost. And this is one of the reasons why Iya Rainbow went back memory lane, as she couldn't control her tears, recalling the terrible event of losing a child. And one of the terrible things to happen to any mother, irrespective of the number of children you have, losing one out of the numerous ones you have is also a painful thing for any mother. One interesting fact about Mama Rainbow that I forgot to mention is that she's a nurse, and this is one of the painful things. As a medical personnel, having the advantage and the upper edge, you cannot save any of your family members. It's so painful and heartbreaking. Being a nurse and unable to save her husband was also one of the saddest days for her. Mama Rainbow recalled that one of the saddest days of her life was when she lost her husband, the great Herbert Ogunde. It was her husband that made her started acting. He had a theater group which she joined from time to time, and afterwards she defunct and started acting fully. Mama Rainbow has 5 children before she lost one of them. She also has children who are also in the Nollywood industry, but not as prominent as their mother, Mama Rainbow. She recalled the event of how she lost her husband and how painful it was for her. In fact, she said when she lost her husband, she told everyone there to make sure they bury her children with her husband. She doesn't want any one of them. She was so pained, and that was how her husband locked her heart and took the key away. And this was one of the reasons why Mama Rainbow refused to marry any other man. In fact, she said one other suitor who came around and promised to marry her and promised her heaven and earth, after seeing the numbers of children that she had, he ran away. And since then, she had taken it upon herself to work hard and take care of our family. She shared this story in an interview with The Punch, explaining why she could never get married to any other man again. She said, "Over my dead body would I get married again? My husband closed my heart with a padlock and he went away with the key. I don't trust the men of these days. There was one that said he wanted to marry me, but he ran away after he saw all my kids. I have forgotten how to want a man. with 5 kids to cater for. I had no thought of that. In those days, I could go for 4 different locations in a day. To tell you how hard I was working to make money to take care of my children. Recalling how late her husband died, she said, "I can never forget the day my husband died in 1984. I felt the world was going to end on that day. It was my alpha and omega. I used to be a nurse, but he was the one that made me to become an actress. As a matter of fact, during his burial, I told people to put all my children with him in the grave, that I didn't want them again. The shock was just too much for me to bear. Imagine one becoming a widow at the age of 42. Despite being a nurse, Iya Rainbow expressed the frustration that she was unable to save her husband from the cold hands of death. She said, "I took him to several hospitals, such as the General Hospital in Lagos. I was a staff member of the hospital then, and immediately I took him there was attendants too. To be fair, the doctors tried their best, but God had the final say. When a person reaches his or her bus stop, he or she has to come down." He eventually died at the University College Hospital, Ibadan. Contrary to what most people say that he died in London, this was Iya Rainbow confirming that her husband died at the University College of Ibadan. The veteran actress also recalled that many people promised to help the family immediately after the demise of her husband, but majority of them did not fulfill their promises. She said, "There were a lot of promises, but after a short while, many of them didn't check up on us again. It was buried in Awe, Oyo State, and many people practically turned their back on us after this ceremony," she shared. This was Mama Rainbow explaining the things that she had to go through, the pain, the shock, and why she decided to stay unmarried. It may interest you to know that the name Mama Rainbow was from her husband's name. She said she promised her husband never to let the son name die. The name Rainbow was from the Yoruba word called Oshumare, and that was the name she promised her husband never to let it die, and so she adopted it as Mama Rainbow. She said in her words, and I quote, "What has kept me going over the years is the promise I made to my late husband to keep our name Oshumare, which means rainbow in English. So my motivation is because I do not want my husband's name to go into oblivion. For my special day, I empowered widows through my foundation with the help of partners who support our work." Yes, Mama Rainbow has a foundation she calls Mama Rainbow Foundation for Widows. Foundation had been established for over 18 years now. And yes, back to the gist that brought us today, which is Mama Rainbow who couldn't control her tears as she went down memory lane of how she lost her daughter, Shola John. I pray that every mother out there do not lose any of their children. Well, guys, there you have it. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and drop your comment in the comment section below. Thank you. Bye.